James Starling here for the DJM YouTube channel after another SIL Division 1 match. If you haven't seen any of your highlights, make sure you click on the link in the description below for the match day experience before myself and Nick spoil the result for you. So, first of all, Nick, congratulations on a win.
Thank you.
First of all, how did you see that match? Game of two halves, really.
Definitely, the wind made a big impact on the game.
Yeah.
It was coming down the pitch, so first half Wickham had it. They used their speed up top very well, especially the number 7, Kingy, just to release that ball for them to then run onto.
Yeah.
The goal came from our corner, which then they countered on, which we blocked, but then they managed to, because they're committing so many numbers forward, they used it again very well, and then they just hit that counter attack, and it was a well worked goal, pulled it back and then finished it. And then I thought we played a lot of positive football. We were trying to play football. I think sometimes playing against the wind forces you to do that, and you can actually then play the football which everyone wants to. We put on a lot of pressure, and we just didn't get that goal that we needed just before half time. So going in 1-0 down was a bit of a shame. But I told the boys they've been doing really well, especially past few weeks. The biggest thing which I've been disappointed with was work rate and commitment, especially after last week's result. And they turned up today. All the boys from 1 to 11 and the lads who came on really put it in for me and for themselves, because this is what we needed, because it's not been a great start. And then second half we just carried on that front foot, and I think it was a deserved win. Wickham are a good team. They're a very physical team. They worked hard for each other as well, but I think our quality really come through. And the only disappointment for me is that our striker, number 9, Jerome, didn't get a goal. But I'm really proud that the lad who came on, Josh, this is his second game for us, and he scored. Come on off the bench. It's what you want as a manager, is that you can have someone who can come off and put an impact in the game. And he really done that for me. So really proud. And like I say, game of two halves because of the wind. Really, I wouldn't say spoil it, but wind's never good.
Yeah, well, I mean, I think you could see that from both teams that were attacking. What, from my perspective, was looking down the right-hand side, that neither team, when it was against the wind, was able to really control the ball. You can see that both teams wanted to actually get down and pass the ball quite well, but ultimately, the second half, in terms of you guys attacking with the wind in your favour, really went well with you. Was that kind of just your message at half time, that we've done well, let's now use the advantage that they've had and really take advantage of it?
Yeah, obviously the advantage of playing at home is that you know where the wind is, you know where the sun's going to be coming from, and we dealt with the sun, because just before the half our defenders were saying it's really struggling to where the sun was sitting, and obviously we were against the wind, so we knew that there was going to be a lot of balls coming over quickly. And then second half we said, let's use that wind, take a bit off the ball, because otherwise going with the wind you can be tempted to kick it how you do normally, and it just keeps on running out, and when you're 1-0 down you keep kicking it out, you're just playing into their hands. So we done well to control that. Yes, get it forward quickly, but use the wind, don't put too much on it, don't let it keep running out. But that's it really. We just said we've got to stay positive, got to keep looking for those through balls through the channel, because that's where we're getting a lot of space, because we had 3 in the middle, they had 3 in the middle. You're just going to swamp it in there and you're just not going to get any play, you're not going to get any football out of it, so you've got to get it out wide, isolate the full-backs, and then that's where the goal came from. Our first one was that we managed to get it out wide, get it cut back and get a goal, and then I think we worked it back into the centre, drew a free kick, and then our wide man then just come in and headed it. Lovely.
Obviously with the win today, you mentioned that you haven't been too happy with the start of the season. Why have you not been overly happy? Because from what in terms of the league table, it's been not terrible, but it's been okay. But you've not been happy with the start you guys have made?
No. When I took over start of the season, we had a lot of players who were from last year, and I tried to add a few during the summer, but in the summer, the lower down leagues, it's always hard to get players because everyone wants to try their luck playing higher up. So I was going after players who are SIL senior, Thurlow 1, to try and drag the team up with a little bit of extra quality. They wanted to play higher, which I get, and that's what you want. You want to see players try and play as hard as they can. So I didn't get the signings who I went after fully, and I knew that was going to be probably the case. And then come around about September, October time, when players start getting disillusioned, that's when it all kind of filters down to our level. So I've been on the lookout for couple of youngsters, a couple of wide players, and that's who we've brought in, Dan and Josh Horton from Felixstowe. And also we've got Harry Cole, who was also at Felixstowe, previously Cranes, and they're good young lads who want to get on the ball, they want to run, they want to be positive, which is what we want to try and promote, and be expansive, because I think unfortunately our squad is a little bit old. I've said this to them, that not taking away the quality's there, but when you get older the legs tire. I'll put my hands up there. I retired last year because my legs had gone. I'm
28 and my legs are gone, so I don't worry about it.
But you just need that, because we've got the experience and we've got the quality. You can see out there with the older heads, they know how to game manage, and you just want a couple of young legs to do the running for you. And we're now getting that balance. Start of the season, we drew the first game at home against a hard to beat Stanton. I think they'll do well this year. Beat Sachs, who unfortunately I think are going to struggle. They're near the bottom. I think they're going to struggle. And then from there, really, we've had a bit of unlucky circumstances with players not being available. We've got a very harsh sending off after 2 minutes against Bilderston, and then we lost 4-0 to that one. So you're playing 88 minutes with 10 men is an absolute killer. And Bilderston, I tipped Bilderston and Old Newton to go up. I think they're the way that they both run is so much higher than the rest of the league. Especially Old Newton, I think they're the way they're set up, they're geared up to go. I think they want senior football this year, and I think they probably would even look for Thurlow Nunn. Is what I think, the way they're geared up, and they're doing things right. I like them. I think they're doing everything right. But yeah, in regards to start of season, it's been very. We haven't had that passion. We haven't had that real spark. Sometimes it's nice to play nice football, but sometimes you need to be gritty and horrible. You've got to get the job done. Exactly. And this is a little bit of a derby match, because we've had a couple of their players, they've had a couple of ours, and we know each other. Kesgrave's kind of that side of Ipswich, Woodbridge Way, so it's kind of a derby. So it's quite good for us to then dig in, show that we can do it, play dirty if we needed to play dirty. When I say dirty, I don't mean kicking lumps, but be the horrible side of football, and then give it to the lads. Give it to the lads who then can play football and then work it out there. So fingers crossed now it starts. We've got Old Newton next week, so that'll be a tough game, and then we've got the Junior Cup week after that. So we've got a good month. And
you mentioned obviously in terms of settling down in terms of transfers and the fixtures and stuff like that in September and October time, and now that is we're into October. And you've seen what you've said. Whereabouts are your ambitions for the rest of this season now? Where do you kind of expect to finish, or have you guys set yourself any targets at this point?
We've not really set a target. At the start of the season, it was because we've had a third team start up, and they're mainly 16, 17-year-olds. The club's long-term ambition is to get the youngsters coming all the way through, because always getting good young talent is really, really hard, because you've got the likes of Needham, Leiston, Woodbridge, big draws, Cops as well. They play some very good football and they attract a lot of good young players. So that's for us. If we can keep that in-house, and then we keep the good youngsters coming through for us. So our main aim really was to make sure that we can stay in Div 1. Personally, because I know the lads, I was saying we really should be trying to, because we've finished 7th the past couple of seasons. If we could get 7th or higher, then at least you're showing progression. You're showing progression, which is what we want to do. Cup runs, it's always nice. It's not the be all or end all, really. I mean, all the players love a cup day out. So if we could get back to Portman Road again, then that'd be great. But for me, as a manager, make sure that we just get ourselves settled, because a couple of new faces a few new faces coming in. It does take a little bit of time to settle your team down. Can we just get 7th or higher, really, is what I'm aiming for. Superb. Well, thank you very much, Nick, for your time. Appreciate you having the opportunity to have a bit of a chat with myself. Make sure you hit the like button, leave a comment and subscribe as always, and until we see each other next time, adios.